Shalom, shalom, beloved viewers and subscribers. All praises, all esteem to the Most High YaHUaH, that we are able once again to bring another lesson in our Learning Abryth Hebrew series. We're on lesson 5, and we're excited about what we're about to go through. Before learning any sentences or the extent of a language, it is important to learn about its letters. And so we will be going through Abryth AlaphBat for the Hebrew Semitic AlaphBat, not alphabet, as the description alphabet is a Greek association. Let's get into the lesson. YaHUaH.
The groups of letters that form the words of a particular language are usually called by the first two letters. It is technically incorrect to call the Abryth group of letters the alphabet because the first two letters of the Abryth are the Aleph and the Bat. Therefore, we say AlaphBat. The first two letters of the Greek grouping are the alpha and the beta. Therefore, those as well as the Latin and today's English groups are called alphabet.
The following letters were not part of the Abryth or Hebrew AlaphBat. The first 4 are not in the Abryth nor the Greek list of letters. These letters are F, J, W, and V. The J and W were not in the Hebrew, Greek, nor Latin group of letters. In fact, these letters did not appear until the English group of letters. The next 3 letters were not in the Hebrew group of letters, nor were they represented. E, I, and O. These were later represented in the Aramaic versions of the AlaphBat.
Ancient Hebrew letters have 4 characteristics. 1. Form. 2. Name. 3. Meaning. 4. Sound.
Let us remind ourselves of what the 22 letters of the Abryth AlaphBat are. Aleph, Bat, Gam, Dal, Ha, U, Zan, Chat, Tat, Ya, Kaf, Lam, Mam, Nun, Samak, Ayan, Pa, Sad, Kuf, Rash, Shan, and Thou. Of course, these are the letter roots, and you will find slight variations of these letters. For example, the Gamal and the Dalath, you'll hear instead of Gam, some saying Gimel or Gamal, or for the Dal, you may hear Dalet. For the Chat, you may find that some represent an H-A-T, Hat, because of the guttural pronunciations, etc. Nevertheless, these are the letters and their corresponding transitions and meanings. In this lesson, we're focusing on the fourth letter of the AlaphBat, the Dal.
Let's begin.
Now, the word Dalet is a derivative of the parent root Dal, which means door. The word Dal or Dalet means door. Of course, there are other meanings which we will explore. The Arabic or Arabic name for this letter is Dal, and this supports the fact that the parent root Dal would be the original name. And there we have some representations of the various transitions of the letter from the early to middle to late to modern. Let's go a little deeper. The basic meaning of this letter is door, but of course, as was indicated just now, there are several other meanings associated with it. It can mean a back and forth movement, as one goes back and forth through the tent door. It can mean dangle, as the tent door dangles down from the roof of the tent pole. So here is one representation, and we can see the shape of this particular tent door would be similar to one of the representations of the Dal. We look at another representation with this form of tent. So here we have the tent pole, the upper tent pole, or the roof pole, and the door that dangles from it. So we can see how this also would be another representation of the Dal. It can also mean weak or poor, as one who dangles the head down. The sound for this letter is a D sound, as in door, as it is with the Greek and Arabic equivalents. They also have the same pronunciation. So the letter Da or Dal means tent, door. It may also mean pathway. It may also mean back and forth. When Da is used as a prefix before various words, these are the meanings for the prefix. So when you see words that have da and a little apostrophe above it, or you may see d and a little apostrophe after it, that particular representation may mean one of the following. It may mean of, who, which, that, or what, depending on the context in which it is used. So the early Semitic pictograph evolved into the middle Semitic letter. And we looked earlier at the shapes of the tent doors, and so you can see how this is another representation of this letter. The middle then evolved into the late Semitic letter, as is highlighted on the screen, and then, of course, into the modern Aramaic script. The middle script, of course, which would be the Paleo, evolved into the Greek delta. And you see the shape that would be similar to the Paleo shape. This middle script, or Paleo, also gave rise to the Latin or Roman letter D. The late script evolved into or became the numeral 4. And you can see the similarities in the shape or even how the numeral is written. Now let's get into our script of the yom or the day. Again, when you see the paleo script written anywhere, it is not usually clearly separated as I have it here. You will find that the letters are very closely written together. They're not clearly defined sentences and paragraphs. Those are in modern English times. But the letters would be very close together, and it would have been important to understand the roots and where they fall. However, in this case, some of the words are slightly separated. So let's see what scripture is written here. The first word that is represented, reading, of course, from right to left, as Abryth or Hebrew is written and read from right to left, unlike English that is read from left to right. So the first word here is la, la. And la means no. La means no. The next word, it may look similar to the name of the father, but there are variations. As you would notice, this is YaHUaH, YaHUaH, not YaHUaH, as in the father's name. So the father's name would have had the U as the third letter, but in this word, we find that it has two letters doubling up at different parts. So this is the word YaHUaH, YaHUaH. And this word in English is really a, what would we say, a group or compilation or composition of two words in one. So Abryth would not always represent a single word, but may also represent a phrase. So this word represents a phrase, which may mean will be or shall have. So far we see in English, no will be or no shall have. And again, the Abryth would be YaHUaH. The next word is lack, lack. And lack here means you as in a collective group of persons owning something. So this particular representation of the word you is a collective ownership, speaking to a group of people owning something. So YaHUaH is no shall have you, or no will be you. It is not going to sound or be read as we know it in English, because the way our ancestors spoke was in relation to things seen, tasted, heard, felt. So the words may not seem to flow as we have it in English, but you will see how it comes together when we are through. The next word has Aleph, Lam, Ha, Ya, Mum. And this is the word Alaim, Alaim. And of course, that speaks to mighty ones. Now, in this context, it is speaking to more than one. When referring to the Most High, it's referring to or speaking to how great he is. Again, in Abryth or Hebrew, some words when pluralized in one context, means more than one, and in another context, when pluralized, speaks to the greatness of something. Because unlike English, where you have singular and plural and the more than ones, in that case, adjectives weren't a thing. And so to describe the massive or great nature of something, it was pluralized. But in this context, it is not speaking to the greatness of something, but it is speaking to more than one gods or mighty ones. Alaim. The next word is Alaph, Chat, Rash, Ya, and Mem. And this word is Acharim, Acharim, which means others. So we see Layaya Lak Alaim Acharim. So far we have no shall have you mighty ones others, or no will be you mighty ones others. The final word, of course, has Pa, Nun, and Ya. And this word is Pani, Pani, which means before my face or before face. All right. So we see here, Layaya, Lak Alahim, Acharim Pani. Or in English, no shall have you mighty ones others before my face. Might sound strange, but when you look at it, in this case, a no in English, when the translators are writing it, they would put do not. So do not, and do not shall have you. So you shall have no other mighty ones before my face. Do not have any mighty ones before my face. No other mighty ones will be with you before my face. There are so many different arrangements that could have been used here. Nevertheless, the scripture represented here is Shemut, or Exodus 20 verse 3. You shall have no other mighty ones before me or before my face. This was really exciting to see. Layaya lak alayim achrim pani. You shall have no other mighty ones before me or before my face. No shall have you mighty ones others before my face. YaHUaH. Rum Hasham YaHUaH. We exalt the name of YaHUaH. These are some of the sources, the primary sources used for delivering the information on the letter Dal.
We are the Nazarene of YaHUaH.
And of course, we say Achad,
Ahabah,
which means
one love.
And we thank all our viewers and subscribers, all the family of the Most High, for viewing today's presentation. So remember to smash that like button
Subscribe to the channel
and hit that notification bell so that you may be alerted every time we upload. Now, we've been told that the more persons like the videos are the more persons YouTube shares the videos with in their feed. So let's get these videos out so that others may be edified. Thudah Rabbah, thank you very much, and Shalom.